All right, we're back with Charlie Collicutt, the director of the Guilford County Board of Elections. We're talking about the primaries. Election day is May the 17th. All right, this person is texting in, I'm in the midst of moving to a new place, temporarily staying with family. What do I do about my voter registration?
Yeah, this is a great question, very interesting question. So we need to know, where were you 30 days prior to the election? Okay, so count back from the May 17th or any election that you may participate in. Go back 30 days. Where were you on that day? That's where we want to have your voter registration. So if you're in the midst of moving, now at this point, when we're within 30 days, you'll use your old address. And if you're temporarily somewhere else, that's okay. You know, temporary is temporary. We want to know that place where you were 30 days prior to the election. That's what we use for registration.
All right, so if you've moved, let's say you just moved since the last election, in the last year you've moved somewhere else, do you need to re-register, or what do you do with that?
If it's within Guilford County, you don't need to re-register. We would love to go ahead and get that address changed, whether you do it at the DMV, whether you do it with us. Before the election begins, that's the best way to do it. Do a form with us today if you can. But if you don't, that's okay. At an early voting site, we can get it changed. If you go to your old precinct or what you think might be the new precinct, we can handle it there too. It's going to be a lot less paperwork and a lot less fuss if you go ahead and get it done before the election. But you don't have to re-register. You'll be fine.
Okay. This person says you don't need to show a driver's license to vote, but what about your voter registration card?
No, you don't need to show that. Those are for voter information only, with your districts and your precinct and polling place, but you do not need to bring that when you vote.
So when you go to vote, what usually happens is you go into the line where you think your name is going to be, and then you just tell them what your name is, and then they ask you what your address is. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And they're waiting for you to rattle it off along with all the other information.
That's right. They'll say, what's your name and where do you live? And it's that simple.
Okay. This question is, can felons vote?
That's a great question. And what I'm going to do is preface what I'm getting ready to say with, this could change. This could change. It could change now. It could change before the election. It could change after. As it stands now, nearly all felons cannot vote as it stands now. The caveat to that is if you are on extended supervision or probation or parole because of monetary issues or fine issues, you can register and vote. Okay, so I know that's a kind of a strange caveat, but that's where we are today. So most felons know, but if you have that caveat that you're still in that felon status because of monetary fines and stuff like that, then you can register.
All right, and this next question is, how do I know if I am registered to vote?
Yeah, there's some good ways. So one, you can always call us here at the Board of Elections office, and we can help you out with that. If you've gotten that card recently that we just talked about, that tells you that we have you on the books because we sent you that card. And another great way that's just full of information is that voter lookup that we talked about earlier. You can get to it on our website. You can get to it on the State Board of Elections website. You can look yourself up. You can find out your voter history, your sample ballots, your where do you go vote, and just make sure that we've got everything correct, and then you can feel confident when you do go to vote.
All right, and that is all free for you to do, and we will put a link in our web story for you so that you'll be able to find that. Really quick, we got about a minute left. They say, when is the last date to register?
The last day to register is Friday at 5 p.m. If it's hand delivered or postmarked by Friday the 22nd. So that's it.
Okay.
However, the quick caveat with not a lot of time to go is if you can get to a same day, get to an early voting site, you can register there. Only at early voting, but you will need to have proof of your residency with some type of document when you go do that.
And do you have to have a photo document to do that, or just like an electric bill?
It doesn't have to be a photo. It can be your driver's license, but it needs to be something like a utility bill, a government document. Driver's license is great, but not required. Something, some official type document with your name and your current residential address.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Thanks so much for your time, your expertise. We appreciate it. Again, the primary is May the 17th. If you missed any of this information, we're going to put it in the website for you in the Who Wants to Know section.